Hello soulmates. Today we will be drafting basic straight skirt pattern. So to do that, I have my client and I'll be making this for a client right now. So the measurement we need first is the waist measurement, waist round measurement, the hip measurement, the length of the skirt. Okay, those are the three major measurements you'll be needing for this skirt pattern. Okay, the first thing I did, how to get this block, you will see that I already have a mark there from this place to this place. Okay, how I got that, you divide your hip by 4. I divide the hip by 4, then I added 1 inch to it. So the hip of this my client is 42. When I divided by 4, it gave me 10 and a quarter. Then I had 1 inch to it, making 11 and a quarter. So that's how I've been able to get this block. So from here to here is 11 and a quarter. From here to here is 11 and a quarter. Then I have a straight line there. The next thing I did is to measure my vertical measurement. The first one is, so this skirt will be having a band, and band is 1.5 inch standard, but I started from 1 inch because by the time I finish, the half that I remain on this pattern will be the one I will use to join to the waistband. So that's why you will see that I'm raising this tape measurement up by 1 inch. So my measurement starts on that 1 inch. So everything I'm going to be taking here begins from that 1 inch. Don't forget that that 1 inch is inclusive, because at the end, by the time I bring my waistband, it will give me this 1 inch. Okay, so the next thing you want to do, I did, was to, from that 1 inch to my hip line. How do you get that hip line? Is from 7 inches to 9 inches. For a very short person, you can use 7 inches. 8 inches, 9 inches is for average and tall person. So for this tutorial, I'll be using 8 inches. So still this 1 inch is raised up, so I have my 8 inch here. I did the same thing at the edge here. Then I have a straight line connected. The next thing I want to do, was also to measure my waist to my knee measurement. You can take that on your client or on yourself. When you get to your knee, you now go up by 2 inches. That will give you your round knee measurement. You don't want it to be very tight there, so you don't want it to be inconvenient to you when you walk. So 8 inches is actually okay. 9 inches for a very tall person, or when you are making a long skirt and your slit, you'll be having a slit at the back, so you can do 19 inches. So for this tutorial, our waist to knee measurement is 18 inches. The first one is waist to hip, which is 8 inches. The second one is 18 inches. That is waist to your round knee measurement. And then I have the full length there. Whatever your own measurement is, that is what you're going to be inputting here. The same thing I did at this edge, raised by 1 inch up, and then I measured the 18 inches. So let me use this marker to bold in all those lines. The first one is the skirt block that we did. Skirt block that we just mentioned at 11 and a quarter. Then the next one is the waist to the hip. Let me get a straight line there. Waist to hip, like so. And then the other one is waist to knee. And then we have the hemline there. I don't need I can use the chalk just to make it visible. Okay, so haven't done that. The next thing we want to do is to input all our circumference measurement. So the first one is the waist measurement. Our waist measurement is 32. When we divide 32 by 2, we will have by 4. Sorry, you have to divide your measurement by 4. So 32 divided by 4 will give us 8 inches. So 8 inches plus my dart allowance. That is that I'll be giving I'll be taking in 1 inch for my dart, so that will be 9 inches. So for the waist now we have 9 inches. Then I went ahead and mark 4 inch from the center front. Mark 4 inch like so on the waist and on the hip line, and then you want to get a straight line connecting that. And you might want to ask, how did I get 4 inch? Okay, the 4 inch didn't come from the sky. Actually, I use the bust span measurement to get the 4 inch. Okay, that is standard. It's standard. Some people measure their bust divided by 4 to get the that line, but it's standard. Just use the bust pan measurement. The bust pan measurement is your measurement from one nipple to the other. That will give you your bust pan. So what I did is, this person's own is 8 inches, and you know we have folded our fabric into assuming this is our fabric, we have folded into 2. So that 8 inches you divide by 2 and you get 4 inch. That's how I got this 4 inch. And then remember, I added 1 inch to our waist measurement, so I want to pick that 1 inch up here. So what will I do? I will divide that 1 inch by 2, put half at this side, put half at the other side. That is to say, I'm dividing that 1 inch on this line of the bust pan, and then I want to make a connection like so to about 2 inches away from your hip. If it's shorter, you can increase it later, but this is actually fine. 2 inch before the hip. Okay, we have gotten the waist measurement. The hip measurement, remember that was what we used to get this block, but it's not all, because the hip measurement is 42 divided by 4 will give us 10 1/4. So from my center point here, I have my 10 1/4. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is there are so many ways of getting this round knee, but the one I will be using is minusing. I will be minusing 0.75 from this measurement that I have here, because she's elderly and she doesn't want the thing to be tight, inconveniencing her. So what I will do is, this is a 10 1/4. So let's say this is 10 1/4, right? Minus 0.75. Minus 0.74. For a lady, you can minus 1 inch from that, giving you 9 1/4. You know, this is 10 1/4. When you minus 1, you have 9 1/4. Better still, you can divide whatever your hip measurement is, minus 5 inch. For somebody that is the measurement is from 38, the hip measurement is from 38, you can minus 5 from the old 38. Then whatever that you have left, divide it by 4, you will get your hip measurement. So the next thing you want to do is to get the measurement for this M line. And what will you do? Whatever you have here, just lift it up and put it here. For me, I have 9.5, that is 9.5. So I will put 9.5 inches here. And then our front block, this is the center front of the skirt, so it's ready. And then I can do the connection. You might be wondering, why am I using straight ruler and not hip curve? You discover that sometimes when you use hip curve, by the time you join everything, the side will be having some excess and will be giving one funny shape. Sometimes you have to be trimming so, but when you do it this way, it's okay. If this place is too pointy, you can just blend it like so. Okay, so our skirt pattern is ready. For me, I will be closing these darts, but it's not a compulsory thing. You can leave the dart like so, and then